Welcome to Always Moving Forward with Renee.
Moving forward.
Good morning and welcome to Always Moving Forward with Renee. Yes, we're right here in Oak Park, Michigan. But before we get started, I'd like everyone to take a few minutes and thank God because today is the day that the Lord has made, and let us rejoice in it. All right? We're going to rejoice and be glad.
Yes, ma'am.
Be glad. My co-host today is none other than my good friend, Ife Nabawi,
Yes.
better known as Miss Love.
Yes, ma'am.
I met Miss Love several years ago in a network marketing venture. I think it was Jasuru.
Yes, it was.
Am I right? Jasuru. Yeah. And we were with the late Dr. Lorraine Kiefer. But Miss Love, tell me, what's been going on in your life?
Wow. Wow. Where would you like for me to start? I guess the most important thing that I've been doing in my life at this time is looking after my mother. Okay. And she's the one who made me who I am today.
All right.
Or the type of person I am today. And also, I'm into the life insurance business.
Okay.
So I spend a lot of my time trying to educate people on the uses and benefits of life insurance.
Okay. Well, you heard Miss Love, not only a caregiver, but she's helping others.
Yes.
Helping others with life insurance. So that tells you she knows something about this. So ladies and gentlemen, I want you now to call or text a friend, text a family member, tell them to turn on Comcast Channel 20 Detroit, or go to bgntvgospel.com. And you can always catch us on YouTube. And what you're going to do is log in, Always Looking Forward with Renee. And you're going to see our show.
That's all right.
Okay?
That's all
You're
right.
going to see our show. And we don't want anyone to miss today's show because Miss Love has some information that she's going to share that we all need to hear about. We all need to hear about it. And I know you want to hear about it as well. But the time is now, to think about leaving an inheritance for your family.
That's right.
1 Timothy, 5th chapter, 8th verse. But if anyone does not provide for his relatives, and especially for members of his household, he had denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever. But Miss Love, are you ready to dive in?
Let's
you
go.
Ready for some of these questions?
Let's go. Let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it.
Now tell us, what made you select the field of life insurance?
Well, I did not select this field. I happened to be at a luncheon with my father. And I ran into my mentor, Mr. Nolly Jackson, and he came up to me and said, how would you like to make a lot of money selling life insurance? Well, I'm not really money motivated, so when he said that to me, I was like, well, whatever. And so being with my dad, he asked me what did the man want with me, and I told him. And he said, well, you can make a lot of money selling life insurance. He said, give him a call.
Okay.
So I gave him a call, and he called me in the next day. I was like, dang, that's really fast. And I went in there, and he started preparing me to take the test and everything. And what I found out is that I love selling life insurance.
Okay. You have a
Yeah.
love affair with
Yes.
what you're doing.
I have a love affair of what I'm doing, and I've been doing it for 23 years, nonstop.
23 years.
Yes,
Whoa.
ma'am. Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
that's a long time.
Mhm.
So that tells you that she has honed her skills. She deserves the right to sit here and tell you and talk to you about life insurance.
That's right. Okay, let me go back a little bit. I want to
Okay.
give my mother's name.
Okay, all right.
Because, like I said, she made me who I am. She was an activist in the community, is an activist, was an activist in the community. We had the Cabals Cultural Center on Mack and Mount Elliott, Miss Io Hunter, Miss Audrey Io Hunter, Hogan Hunter.
Okay.
I mean, because she's known in the community, so people could recognize her by her name. But I cut my teeth on learning how to help my people.
Right, okay.
So I'm a people's person.
Okay.
And life insurance allows me to fulfill my desire of being a people's person.
All right.
Because I have to educate the people on the uses of life insurance because it's so major in our life. And we have misconceptions about life insurance. But I enjoy it because I know I'm helping.
Yeah.
Okay, and I know it's a necessity.
Right.
And I know in the black community, we don't really get the true service that we need when it comes to life insurance.
Yeah.
It becomes a hustle to the insurance agent hustling
Right.
the client. And the client don't have a full understanding of what they have. Okay. And so being a people's person and knowing that I'm helping people, it gives me joy. My name means, Ife means love, Dara means beautiful, and Nabawi, which is my last name, means the truth has arrived.
Okay.
So I take my last name and I tell the truth about life insurance.
Okay.
Help people to understand.
Well, like she said, the truth has arrived.
That's right.
Ife Nabawi
That's
has
right.
arrived.
Yes, ma'am.
But she talked about her mother. I tried to get her to bring her mother along.
Yes.
But when she came in this morning, I said, "Where's your mother?" But she came by herself. But trust me, we're going to get her mother on this show too, because she has a story to tell.
Yes.
She has a story to tell. But just tell me, Miss Love, and see, I always called her Miss Love.
That's right.
But what are the different types of life insurance?
Well, you have term policies, you have whole life policies, you have universal life policies, you have guaranteed issuance policies. We have several policies. And the purpose of life insurance, what you read about leaving an inheritance
Right.
to the children, we look at life insurance as death, okay? So we don't get the full benefit of what life insurance can do for you. Life insurance is what that says, life insurance, because the money that you leave, you're leaving it for your beneficiary. You're leaving it for those who are living, and you're also providing a stepping stone financially for that family to go to the next level.
Right.
Okay, so with the misconceptions of life insurance, we end up, we either overspend, we get a life insurance policy, and most of it goes up in smoke, which means it goes to the funeral home and into the hole or whatever, and we don't have enough to leave our families. And life insurance to me is like a generational inheritance. It's supposed to propel you, your family, or the next generation to the next level. Okay? So depending on how much insurance you leave will determine what a person can do. But I believe if you just left $1,000 to your beneficiary, your loved one, they would think it was $1 million. They would treat it like it was $1 million. And although that 1,000 You may need a car. You
Right.
may need a little hoopty. And you take that $1,000 and buy you a hoopty, and you will run it till them wheels fall off.
That's
And then
right.
you gonna name it after the person who left you the $1,000. So you end up appreciating it a whole lot more.
Okay, now that is with life insurance. But you know, I know there's so many insurances and we get caught up. We get caught up when that insurance man comes in there and start telling us about insurance. And that's what they're doing. A lot of them, they just tell you. They're not talking to you, not explaining to
Yeah.
you what you need to know. And the next thing, you've been done sign your name on the dotted line, and you done got yourself caught up, thinking that you have insurance. But I know you're going to go into that.
Yes, yes.
So let me get into my next question.
Okay.
We talked about the different types of insurances, which I know you're going to go into. But what age should one start thinking about life insurance?
Now that's a good question. I would say from the time you start working, so that could be 18 on up. But of course, at 18, 20, 25, you're not thinking about it.
right.
You may have some on your job, it depending on the type of job you have. So what happens is around 30, 35, we start getting serious because now we realize that anything could happen, and
we're
we
not going to
need
be
some.
around forever.
Okay. And then we may take it for granted. Then we move on to 50, and we just put it off, and then we end up getting it when we're ill.
Yes.
When it's going to cost us a arm and a leg, because the older you get, the more it's going to cost. If you're a male, it's going to cost more than the female, okay? So that age, it depends on the education. Because I remember my grandmother, she would tell my mother, baby, you better get some insurance on them kids. And mama would be like, oh, okay. She wasn't into insurance.
Right,
Oh,
right.
okay. You know, but Big Mama had insurance policy on her and all her children.
Yes.
All the way up till they was grown. Okay, so that's when I first heard about insurance from my grandmother, telling my mother to get it. And then I looked up, and here I am. I'm an insurance lady.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So I made sure that everybody in the family had it. I guess I took on the tradition of Big Mama.
Right, right.
Make sure everybody had it. Make sure Mama had it. You know. So,
Right. But you know, you were talking about Big Mama,
Big Mama.
your grandmother. I remember growing up, and my mother, she had policies on all of us. Now, it wasn't a lot, but she had policies, and every Friday, the insurance man would be knocking on the door, coming to get his $3.
$3.
It wasn't much that she paid,
That's right.
but he came to get that money. And sometimes it was hard getting up on that $3. And she would tell us, Renee, tell him I'm not here. Come back later.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, I remember those days when my mother was the same way about you need to have some insurance. And my mother carried that policy up on my brother and I. My brother was 67 when he passed. She still was paying that policy.
That's right.
Still, she never paid off that policy. And I told my mother at that time, I said, Mama, cash in what you have for me.
That's right.
Cash in what you have for me. Let me get my own. Even though I went out there and made some mistakes, what I talked to you about.
That's all right.
But, you know, I told her, go ahead on, let me take care of mine. But, you know, when you get that age, like you said, some people 30, 40, 50 years old, or when they get sick, they think about the insurance. But how much insurance do we really need? You know, how do we determine that figure?
Okay, it depends on what you're trying to do. Okay, let's say It depends on the size of your family. Do you want to leave some money for the family? Do you want to pay off your house note? So it all depends, because it depends on what you can afford. Excuse me, what you can afford to pay. The younger you are, the more you can get at a reasonable price. But the older you are, and depending on your health situation, that will determine how much you can get. Okay, so life insurance is an investment, and we don't look at it as an investment. Okay, you pay every month to have a certain amount of face amount of insurance. Okay, and depending on what type of plan you get. When I was saying it's good to have an agent come out to you, so they can explain to you the different policies, okay? Like term policies, okay?
Right, okay.
Term policies, they're good. All policies are good, but term is only for a particular term. But within that term, you can get, say, like 100,000, 200,000 for a little piece of change, okay? Now, that's good, but let's say the term only lasts for 10 years. Okay, so if it lasts for 10 years, that means after the 10 years, you don't have any more insurance. Term do not accumulate cash value, so you cannot borrow from it. Okay, now some of the terms, I'm not an advocate for term, but I'm not against it. Because we generally outlive our term policies. So we bet that we're going to die. The insurance company bet that we're going to live, right? But the insurance company gets all the money when it comes to the term policy, okay? Just for an example.
All we thinking, we got $100,000.
That's it. And I don't pay but this amount of money, which is good. That's no problem. But if you expire in between, after the term, you just don't have anything. So I had a situation with this 89-year-old woman, and I was doing my life insurance, and she got on the elevator, and I said, ma'am, do you have any life insurance? And she said, oh, yes. She was so proud. She said, yes, I have life insurance. I said, okay. I said, well, do you mind if I do a policy review for you? She said, no, darling, come on. Do a policy review for me. So I get up there and I get a policy, and I said, wow, she got her insurance, 89 years old, walking around here like she's going to be here another 5 years, 10 years. I looked at her policy. She had a term policy that expires on her 90th birthday.
Ooh.
Her 90th birthday. My heart hit the floor because she had the policy since 1992. She was so happy. Now, the other thing about her term policy was, once she had it for 20 years, every year after that it goes up. So she had she took that policy out in 1992. It was $32. She paying $156 for $10,000, and it's finna expire next June when she turned 90, which means she don't have no insurance. She passed 85. She can't even get no more insurance. So I was like, Miss Mary, I said, we in trouble. And so I called the insurance company and got all my information. So I'm like, okay, so what can we do for her? Because after 85, she can't get any more. They said a decreasing term. I said, a decreasing term? Yeah, that meant that $10,000 for the next 10 years is going to decrease all the way down to $3,300.
But she will still be paying that
$156. Okay, $156 for that term policy for $10,000 that she's been paying almost 40-something years for. Okay. So once we did that, I had to turn around and say, okay, Miss Mary, we got to go to the funeral home. We got to see how much your funeral going to cost, just in case something happened. And that's what we did. And so it took a lot out of me to even do the decrease in term, but she got to have something.
Yes.
And then I didn't like her paying the $156, but what could we do? She had to keep paying the $156. She's a woman of God. She said, that's okay. I'm all right. But the bottom line is, if I had not have did her policy review,
where would she be?
where would she be? Now I'm her best friend. I'm her godchild. I love her dearly too, but I learned a lot on that.
Right. And you know, this is the type of agent we need.
Yes, you do.
You know, we need someone that will sit down, talk us through what we have to do. If we have to go to the funeral home, she's right there. She is right there with us. So, Miss Love, how can they get in touch with you?
Well, you can call me at 313-653-9215. 313-653-9215. I have an office, 25900 Greenfield, Suite 216, down the hall from where you are.
Yeah.
Okay. But you can call me and set up an appointment. I can come to you or you can come to me.
Okay, now you heard that. Just say that number one more time.
313-653-9215.
Okay, now you need to give Miss Love a call because she said she does reviews too.
Right.
Insurance reviews, and that's what she did for the lady she met on the elevator, Miss Mary.
That's right.
She was doing a review and discovered that. So Miss Mary is not out there just left alone.
That's right.
She worked with Miss Mary, where now Miss Mary has a little something.
Yes.
You know, a little something. But you know, for $10,000 and paying that money, she didn't pay them $10,000.
Look.
You know, and for them to just say nothing.
Look, I was confused as to whether I wanted her to do the decreasing term.
Yeah.
Because in 3 years, she will have paid for her funeral.
Oh,
okay? Just saving the money.
yeah.
But it's a problem saving the money.
Yes, it is.
Okay? Because you got to
Yes,
put
it
the
is.
money in the bank.
Mhm.
If you're on Social Security, you can only have so much money in the bank. Social Security don't really want you to have insurance. Okay, if you have a whole life policy or a policy with cash in it, Social Security will deduct it from your benefit. Okay, or they will tell you to get rid of the policy. Now, how much sense does that make?
Oh, wow.
Because if you don't have any insurance, Social Security only giving you $256 towards your funeral costs.
Oh my God.
Social Service is giving you $900.
Right.
But they don't want you to have none if you got cash in your policy.
But you know, Proverbs 13th chapter, 22nd verse. A good man leaves an inheritance to who? His children's children. But the sinner's wealth is laid up for the righteous. But you know, Miss Love, I got a quick question, and I'm going to ask, can you come back and do a part 2?
Most definitely.
Okay, because we only a half an hour show, and it's so good, and we really haven't got into what you want to say.
That's right.
But I just got one more question, and you all going to have to come back for part 2. But you know, some people consider life insurance as something they don't really need. You know, when their money gets funny, what do? They cut off their life insurance. Well, I'm not going to pay this.
That's right, right.
I'm not going to pay it. So for those people, what do you say?
I would say, understandably so. I understand because we're in a situation where our finances is not that great sometimes. Okay, so the insurance will be the first to go. But if you look at it as an investment, mainly because we're born, we live, and then we die. And we're not prepared for when we die because we don't want to look at that. We don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
So I kind of make it real interesting so that you can really see what you're doing because we're not dealing with the death. Okay? So what was my point? I missed my point.
We were talking
We
about.
live.
We're what?
No, I said we live. I just missed my point.
Okay, we were talking about what do you have to say to those people who,
Right,
say
right.
that life insurance isn't important?
Because when you leave here, you're gone, but your primary beneficiaries is the ones who take care of your business. And you do them a great service if you prepare your journey home
Yeah.
ahead of time and leave some instructions for your beneficiary. Because although you say, I had insurance, but I let it lapse, what happens is when the beneficiary go to take care of that business, you put more sorrow on them because they have to come up with the money to do or to lay you nice or to cremate you, and sometimes we don't have that money. So if we looked at life insurance as an investment and put it to the side, you paying $20 a month, roughly, let's say, for $10,000, and you will pay that until until you need it, right? Okay. If something happens tomorrow on that $20, you still get the 10 because you've been paying your life insurance.
Miss Love, I don't mean to cut you off, but we're running out of time. But Miss Love is coming back, so you're going to have to catch her the next Sunday too. But let me just say this, if you need prayer or you want to call and let us know how you like the show, you can reach us at 313-657-5556 or email me at gwealths111@gmail.com. Because, Miss Love, and I want to know, how'd you like it? How'd you like it? Miss Love, right quick, tell them your phone number.
313-653-9215. 313-653-9215.
Okay, you heard that? Now remember, God loves you and so do we. We'll see you next Sunday.
That's right. Tune in.
I hope you enjoy Always Moving Forward with Renee.
Moving forward.
What's up, everybody? This is your girl, Vicki Winans, and you're watching Bell Global Network.
Hi, I'm Clifton Davis, and you're watching Bell Global Network.
Hi, everybody. I'm telling you, everything that happened to me that was good, God did it. I'm Evelyn Turrentine, AG, and you're watching the Bell Global Network.
This is Pastor D. Alexander Bullock of Preachers of Detroit, and you're watching the Bell Global Network.
This is Bishop Edgar Van of Second Ebenezer Church in Detroit, Michigan, and you're watching the Bell Global Network.
Hi, I'm Bernadette Stanis. You know me best as Thelma from the TV show Good Times, and you are watching Bell Global Network.